Hey everybody, can you hear me? Awesome. Okay, everyone, my name is The Cove, and I will be here with Mannix. He is finishing setting up the stream right now, so you got to deal with me for a couple minutes here. But we are here for the Retro Games Racing January race, and the choice that was chosen for this month is the California Raisins: The Grape Escape. This was a game that was created. It was never actually released. Not sure why that was, but it never got released. But you do see a cart in the middle of the screen. The Bit Vault actually created a reproduction cart for this game to give to the winner as a prize. So one of these four people, Strizer, Stuffin, KLM, or Handsome Jack, are going to end up getting mailed that beautiful screen. So I mean, this is actually pretty exciting that we have a prize for our races now. That'd be nice to be able to do that every once in a while. So when I was setting up for L race, I was like, I wonder if anyone's act. Turns out that this game times, and Darby races with Author Blues, and it goes all the way back. In 2014, Blecky and Bad Breaks did a race. And so that seems to be the race. I hope it was blind too, because the winning times were like, the winning time was like 27 minutes and the second place time was like 48. So I'm assuming it was a blind race, because our racers will definitely be completing this quite a bit quicker. So just to let you guys know how the race is going to go down here, we're going to do a 3-cycle race. So you actually have to beat the game 3 times. So you're going to see these guys beat the game. As soon as they hit the last hit on the boss, they're going to reset it and go again and go again. So until they've beaten the game 3 times. And whoever beats the game 3 times will be your winner. We do that for a couple reasons. The first is this is a short game. Like the world record is 5:20, 5 minutes and 20 seconds by White Hat. And so it's incredibly quick to go through. So just being able to kind of have a race that lasts longer than 5 or 6 minutes is one of the reasons. The other is just more for consistency. And so the more times you cycle through, the more times you have to beat the game, the better odds that the person who is most prepared, the best person at this game, is going to win. And so especially with having a wonderful prize like that, we want to at least stretch it out a little bit. Looks like Maddox is close to being done setting up. Looks like we just maybe need Handsome Jack's timer, and Stuffin's timer needs to get moved just a little bit, and we might be ready to go. Yep, that is true, Bob. It will make it more fair in case there is some bad RNG on one of them. It will definitely even it out. I was just notified we did not change our stream title, so I will do that right now. Give me 1 second. And Sherry, while I personally am a little biased and think that's a great idea, I'm more than thrilled that the Bit Vault was able to even create one of these. It is an amazing prize. We can hear you, Mannix. Check Discord real quick, Mannix. Yeah, I mean, Mannix coming on to commentate will definitely raise the caliber of the commentators for sure. Looks like we are just waiting on everyone to ready up, and we should be good to go. Wonderful. Yep, looks like we're just waiting on KLM to ready up. Yeah, definitely. So, as the Raisin, probably one of the most important things is the jumping in this game. You can actually double and triple jump if you mash the jump button at the right pace. And so if you actually hit jump 3 times in quick succession, you can jump 3 times and get probably, they don't look like full jumps for the second and third, but it's definitely quite a bit extra jumping height. There we go. And I will get to a little more mechanics real quick. I think we are going to start. And we are going to be starting momentarily. Yep, so other things that you should notice about this. When you shoot your little gun, it shoots maybe grape juice or something, on the ground, you will stop running. So when people shoot, you're going to see them jump a little bit and shoot. That's actually planned. Yep, and if they're a few seconds behind, that's probably fine. So the route isn't incredibly important, Vic. The one thing that they usually do this level, the Grapevine, first, and the reason for that is because the foot will actually not, or the foot will have the same rock patterns that fall from the sky if you are on a fresh reset. And so if you get used to that that pattern, then you're good to go. So I didn't see what happened to Jack, but it looks like Jack actually reset. But we have Strizer, Stuffin, and KLM all on stage 2 now. Yeah, that foot boss is probably the most difficult boss as well, as far as not dying is concerned. Yeah, KLM and Strizer are almost at an identical place right now. It's actually pretty cool. Almost in sync. Yep, he is. Yep, yeah, KLM and Strizer both got good kills there. Bob seems to not be able to hear you, Mannix, or at least not well. We'll see. We'll see if Mannix can fix it. Both of us were under the impression that you guys could hear him fine. There is supposed to be more than one person talking, yes. Yep, we'll troubleshoot that. Mannix will try to get that fixed. In the meantime, though, I'll go ahead and handle things. It looks like all three of our guys are almost evened up again. Stuffin is just right behind him as they're going into stage 4. That third boss, the corn boss, is one of the more, I think, one of the more frustrating bosses in the game. So it looks like Strizer had an issue with the pipe section. That is one of the worst sections in the game. You have to be really quick with your jumps to be able to make it across there. For some reason, if you hit the purple goo on the bottom, you die. KLM had a great boss fight though, and it looks like Stuffin did too. Yeah, I find the corn boss, if you play it safe, you can always kill him pretty easily if you get used to his pattern. But if you want the quick kill, yeah, it is very difficult. And KLM is buffering, but he should be finishing his game. Oh, never mind. I'm not sure what happened, but Stoffen got ahead. Either way, Stoffen is on for sure on his second round right now. Looks like KLM might be offline. We will try to get him back. But yeah, Streiser and Stoffen are both on their second playthrough, and Jack is on stage 2 here. There are a couple different route differences you can do within the stages, but they're pretty minor. Like in that first stage, you could either drop down below like Streiser did, or you can jump on the cloud platforms like Stoffen did. At least for that level 1 difference in route, there's really no difference. If there is, it's probably about a half a second. Streiser did take a death though, so he will be. He did take a death, so he will be just a bit behind Stoffen now. And who knows? KLM could still be in the lead. And we are just refreshing our streams here just to see if we can get KLM back. Meanwhile, Stoffen and Streiser are still going strong. Jack is on to stage 3 as Stoffen and Streiser are close behind, but on the second playthrough. I will say, I find this game was actually pretty fun to learn. I learned it in an evening just to be able to provide some good commentary for it, and it plays a lot better than it looks. When I first loaded the game up, I was pretty. I don't know. I didn't think the game was going to be that fantastic, but I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, looks like KLM's computer restarted on him, so hopefully he can get that back going. Hopefully he didn't lose too much time there while he was trying to do that. The one other mechanic that I think we haven't talked about yet is when you take damage. When you take damage, you actually damage the enemy as well. And so if you see, when you see our players take damage, if it's an enemy that only takes 1 hit, if they run into you, they will die along with you taking damage. Yep, Jack is working his way through level 4 as Stoffen is just finishing it. Or, sorry, finishing stage 3. Yeah, I would hope it wasn't planned, but unfortunately, hopefully he's still being able to play while this is going on. That would be unfortunate otherwise. And Stryzer is also through stage 3. So if we don't think about KLM here, Stuffin has a pretty commanding lead. He has a lead of about 1 entire level right now. And he is through. So Stuffin will be going on to the last stage again. And we haven't talked about this last boss. Is actually really simple. All you need to do is get right up next to that plant on the right and just jump and shoot as fast as you can. So there, Stuffin's got a good place right there. So right now he should be splitting and resetting for run 3. Can you guys hear this? And Stryzer is working on finishing his second playthrough as Jack just finished level 4 on his first playthrough. So I feel like Stuffin has a really good consistent strat for just getting the foot killed without taking damage. It's definitely not the fastest way to do it, but the fastest way to do it is, I won't say dangerous, but it's a lot tougher than the way that Stuffin has been doing it. And I think Jack finished and reset his splits. Yeah, he's got to be on his second run right now. So what does a foot have to do with raisins? I don't know. If I had ever watched was there a television? I think there was a television show for this in the 90s. If not, there were at least a lot of commercials. I imagine it was in the commercials somewhere, but I have absolutely no idea about the lore of this game. You know, that's actually probably a good point by Bob. Like, you do smash grapes by stomping on them to make wine. I do got to give Jack props. He is having a little trouble with the foot boss, but he was attempting to do the fastest strategy. And he is through, so that's good. Right as Stuffin is finishing level 2, the factory, on his third playthrough. So the part that Stuffin's going over right now with the water, that is actually a pretty treacherous part, and if you don't time your multiple jumps there, you can die really quickly and often. That part was one of the parts that took a lot of practice for me when I was learning it. Stuffin's trying to grab that health, he just can't quite get there. There you get it. And Stryzer is now onto the banana boss, corn boss. Not the corn boss. Ooh, and oh my gosh, Stryzer somehow saved that. Like, going over the water there, like I was talking about, like, he was very, very close to death a couple times there, but he made it through. It's a good job for him. And Stuffing gets the quick kill on the corn boss. That's one that I still haven't really figured out a bunch, and doing a couple jump shots at the beginning to actually get him before he'll jump back. That was a really good kill. And so Stuffin is on his way. He's started level 4 now. And Strizer is still working his way through level 3. So Stuffin is still about a stage ahead, just a little less than a stage ahead on Strizer. So if Stuffin can get through the rest of this game without dying, insert commentator's curse right here as he's approaching probably the toughest part of the game, he will be your champion. And he does make it through what's probably the most difficult part of the game. He is a little low on health, though. He wants to make sure that he can get through this boss. On the bottom left of the game, the top part, which I don't even know what that is, a heart maybe? Those are your lives. And the sunshine on the bottom is your health. And Stuffin actually had a really, really, really quick kill on that wine keg is what we're going to call that boss. So this is on Stuffin's screen in the top right. This is his last playthrough. When he gets, he will officially be done. I'm going to go ahead and say it, like, with 4 health, it's really hard to die on this boss. I'm just trying to get that curse out there as much as possible. And he has done it. So it looks like Stuffin finishes first with a time of 17:41, which is actually pretty incredible. That's an average time of under 6 minutes a run. So very, very consistent running by Stuffin. Congratulations. And Strizer also got the really quick kill on the wine keg. Hoping Jack can get through. Oh, Jack bypassed the health. Jack doesn't need the health, apparently. And Strizer is just going into the last boss fight as well. Hopefully he can make it through. He has plenty of health. He can take a shot. And yep, he is done as well. And he is in with the time of 18:33. So looks like about it's a 52-second difference for the race. Which, if you think about it, that's only about 17 seconds per run. So those were really close. It looks like Jack is having a bit of trouble just on that same water part that we were talking about earlier. That is really one of the more difficult parts of the game. I do love that. It's just this stone face that you just have to shoot his nose a bunch and he opens his mouth so you can go down and fall into his stomach, apparently. Yeah, there is some talk about there being a potential rematch with KLM, just so he could have a chance, because it does seem a little unfortunate that his computer restarted on him during the race. But I mean, I will leave that up to them. I would more than happily commentate another race. But if everyone doesn't want to, then I'm also more than happy to just, because that's how it turned out, award stuff in the win. I do. I do agree with that, Bob. Um, but it's. I mean, it's ultimately up to the racers if they want to do a redo. That's fine. It's the same thing like with the Mega Man 1 tournament. Some of the races had an agreement in place to where if anyone uh, went into magnet jail, they were going to restart the game. And I mean, that's definitely not something you have to do. But it's an agreement done by the racers. If that's how they want to do it, I'm cool with that. So KLM, are you officially forfeiting? Yeah, Jack is having trouble with the pipe part. That is such a rough part. Maybe that is actually one other when I'm talking. This is the toughest part. No, this could be the toughest part. The pipes are probably the toughest part. That part is just it's so rough. Okay, let's see if Jack can get through this. It's a little high here. Gotta get down. Yep. Good. And that's the trouble part, or the rough part for doing it fast is you end up, if you don't do it quite fast enough, if you don't have the timing down to jump as soon as you grab onto the pipe, you'll raise up a little bit, and if you get to the top there, you're guaranteed to die. You'll pop over the top of the next pipe and fall down into the purple. Good. Jack got the sweet spot. He had one more health, so if he took any more damage, he would have died there. But he got through that safely. Jack is through on his second playthrough, so he is starting his third now. And honestly, I assume most of the playthroughs to go about the same timing as Jack's. I'm very impressed that Strizer and stuff and we're able to get through the game that quickly 3 times. I would like to remind you guys, if you are not following Strizer, Stuff and Things, KLM, or Handsome Jack, I would definitely suggest doing so. They are four very, very talented runners, and I know I am definitely following all 4 of them. I think you guys should too. And like the Retro Games Racing user said in the chat, if you are interested in this, feel free to join our Discord. That is the best place to know when we are going to have the next race, or we always do a monthly race, but then we also have impromptu races that come up every once in a while as well. So if you're interested at that at all, if you want to learn to speedrun, I mean, the reason we started this outside of just a bet between KLM and Mazzy to see who could play Little Mermaid better, is really just the reason we continued it was just to continue to kind of work on our breadth for speedrunning. And almost, I mean, I can guarantee no one had played this game before this week, and so everyone's kind of on a level playing field. And it's really just, to me, more of an individual test of like, you know, what can I learn in a week instead of am I going to win? Because I mean, we all learn at different paces, and some of us learn really fast, some of us learn slower, but it's just a challenge to see how much you can learn in a week. Hello, dude next to Strizer on the couch. And Jack is through level 1. The foot is dead. And so Jack is on to level 2. There's not too much RNG in this game. There's a little bit, like in this section, there's a ghost that appears every once in a while. Not a ghost, but do you call that a Toy Story alien? I don't even know what to call that. But that guy will sometimes randomly appear in different parts of the level there. But overall, it's not all that RNG heavy compared to some of the other games we've played as our monthly racing, like Mario 3 with the hands in World 8, and Little Mermaid, which essentially every boss was complete RNG. Yeah, let's continue to cheer on Jack. Hopefully he can make it through here without many more deaths. Sorry, I'm watching him too, and I'm getting invested in Jack's run. Okay, good. Jack is through level 2. It does look like he has 0 lives though. So hopefully he will be safe through World 3 here, or level 3 here. Got through the toughest part of the level, probably. I mean, this level is not an easy level by any means, but... Go banana. Thank you, Ralph Wiggum. That is, so what Jack just did, there is another mechanic that we didn't talk about. When you take damage, if you are holding the jump button, you'll actually get another jump out of it. So Jack actually jumped into that boulder and then was holding A, so he got a big jump after he took damage from it as well. So that's another way to get a little more height on your jumps. Good. Jack did get the extra life, so he is safe now, at least for a little while. We'll see. Hopefully he can get to the boss here. Good. He cannot take damage, though, so he might need to be pretty safe here with this boss fight. That didn't seem to be the safest thing in the world. But he did get through, so that's good. And Jack is on to level 4. So pretty much, if he can get through this level, he should have it in the bag. So it's all going to come down to level 4 here. And there are a few different you'll see the like some eighth notes throughout the levels. Like there's one in the bottom right corner as he's going up that pipe. When you shoot those, certain ones will actually turn into either health or invincibility, which is an interesting mechanic. And so, it's a good idea to just randomly shoot those eighth notes a couple times just to see if they turn into anything. As well as there are some hidden ones. So in the first stage, I know there's a oh, come on, Jack. Oh no, Jack died. We did pick up an extra life though, so that's good. So he should get through this. He's got a sweet spot right here. There's a spot where you can not take damage and you can jump forever. You'll never die. So he found that. That's good. "30-second notes, isn't it? Just it's one little swoosh." And so Jack is going into the last boss on his third playthrough. Hopefully he will get through this, and he's done. And so Jack finished with a time of 32:37 according to SRL. And so that is everyone completing the race for this month. Oh, they should turn into 30 seconds instead of health. Okay. But no, definitely GG to Stuffin, Strizer, and Jack for finishing this. That game, Stuffin and Strizer made it look easy, but that game is pretty brutal. It's not the hardest to pick up, but there are just certain sections that are really, really tough to get through unless you're really practiced. So really good job for those guys. And yep, Bob, I mean, we're working on that stuff. We're still pretty new. We all have our own Twitch channels as well as that we're trying to work through. So whenever we have some spare time, like I know KLM made the layouts for it. Everyone's trying to pitch in when they have time, but eventually this will get up and going as a full-fledged awesome racing channel. But yeah, GG to all the racers. We will be having a race sometime in February. We will discuss what works for people best and announce the time and the date on the Discord. As the result of this, since Stuffin was the winner, he gets 2 prizes. One is a material prize, which is that beautiful reproduction cart of California Raisins that the Bit Vault donated and created himself. So congratulations, Stuffin. When you get that, you'll have to definitely throw some pictures on the Discord. And then the second prize, albeit not a material prize, Stuffin will be able to nominate the 3 games that are possibilities for next month. And so how this works every month is the winner from the previous race decides on 3 games that they would like to race next month. And then everyone that is planning on racing in the race gets to vote on which of the 3 they want to race. And so we usually have an unveiling stream, so there'll be an unveiling stream sometime in February. And then there'll be a 24-hour voting period. And then about a week to learn. Usually there's in between 7 and 9 days to learn the game before the race. Well, Stuffin, I mean, I would still take it for the trophy case. I mean, that is a pretty sweet winning trophy for race. But yeah, outside of that, if anyone doesn't have any other questions, we can definitely cut it for the evening. I was the Cove. Thank you for Manix86 for doing all of the restream behind the scenes. It's a lot of work, and so he is definitely kind of the unsung hero behind the scenes. So go ahead and make sure to give Manix a follow as well. Outside of that, yeah, everyone have a wonderful evening, and we will be back sometime in February for our February race.